What's up, everybody? Welcome to Big Dumb Monsters. I'm Chris.
And I'm Nick.
And Del Toro month is in full swing. We are in the official meat of the Del Toro month sandwich right now. We're right in the center of the month. And today we are talking about Pan's Labyrinth, which, I mean, long story short, we loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always I've said this many times before. It's hard to talk a lot about stuff that you really love without just being repetitive. But I think we accomplished that today. We got a good hour out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really, I mean, I cannot recommend this movie enough. It's just beautiful. It's heart-wrenching. You really can't ask for more. I mean, this is one of the best movies we've done in this podcast.
It's a great dark fantasy movie with just it's like overflowing with artistic integrity.
Yeah. I love this scene where he kills the doctor and
he takes his glasses off.
No, he shoots him and just like, I'm not even gonna react to it. I'm not even gonna give him the pleasure of reacting to it. Like,
I'll die out of spite.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm dying. Oh well, thud.
Yep.
I'm not gonna get angry. I'm not gonna show any fucking emotion. God, I really love this movie. But yeah, this is like I said, we're in the middle of it. We've got 2 weeks behind us. We've got 2 weeks ahead of us.
Yeah.
And we've got, to be honest, we've got 5 weeks ahead of us, like another year from now, because we have to do this again.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll do it May of next year.
May 2023. That's a reason for all of us to stay alive until then.
Yeah.
So let's do that, and let's get on with this episode. We're going to talk about Pan's Labyrinth today.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah, I am damn glad it's Del Toro month.
Fuck yeah.
As I was watching this, I was just like this is like
it's art.
Yeah, it really is. Not giving away what we have planned for the rest of the month. The movies we inadvertently did a really good job of like mixing up art and popcorn movies. Like we started off with Mimic, which is popcorny.
Yep.
Then we went to Hellboy, which is like arty but mainly popcorny.
Yeah.
Now we're on this, which is like straight art.
Yeah.
Next week
is even more art.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we should switch the last two movies that we had.
Okay.
Because next week will get us back to popcorn,
and then we'll finish in the art house.
And finish in the art house again. Yeah.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
The other realization that I had, we need to do Del Toro month part 2 next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty to do.
I was looking at movies today. I mean, Crimson Peak, Devil's Backbone,
Kronos,
Hellboy 1, and what was the fifth one that I had picked? Oh, Nightmare Alley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Nightmare Alley really going to count, though?
If we're doing Del Toro, I mean, that's,
Yeah, but that's just Del Toro. But the other ones are all fairly monster-centric.
What else did we sub in?
Didn't he do The Orphanage?
I don't remember.
I think he had
it was Devil's Backbone, the one about kids in an orphanage.
He might have produced that.
Okay. But yeah, like as I was just watching this, I'm I'm very appreciative that we're doing this. Like this really fucking, this is only the second time I've seen this movie.
Oh really?
And it managed to blow my mind. Like I think even more this time than it did the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw it, I didn't really have that much of a grasp on it and what it was going to be and everything going on. But like not to the detriment of the film. Like I walked out of the theater like that was an experience. Like that movie was so good.
Yeah.
I just didn't get everything.
Yeah, like you said, the experience. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, why aren't there more filmmakers like this today? Like where, I mean, this is like, it's big, it's beautiful, it's flashy, but it's not a remake. It's not an established property. It's its own like original thing. Like, it's getting all of that attention and just detail that we're giving to these big properties, but it's not one of them. And like, we just need more just imagination, more just. I hate to sound like a pretentious asshole, but we need more art.
Everything is aimed to be a big blockbuster summer smash hit movie, and I don't always want that.
Yeah,
like those are
not
great.
To say that I don't ever want that, because there are times when I do just want straight up blockbuster movie.
It's fine to do that target audience. That's not everybody.
Yeah,
and this isn't to say that like there aren't people making great artistic films, because there are, but they're not getting pushed by companies like they should be. Yeah.
I think the latest example of that is The Northman, which I fucking loved.
I have yet to see it, but I want to.
Yeah, it's I mean, for an art house movie, it's fairly standard, like conventional, like I wouldn't say mainstream.
Yeah.
But from a director like Robert Eggers, who's known for like The Lighthouse and like The Witch and stuff like that, stuff that's a little like out there. This one's a little bit more like conventional, but still, it is such a fucking good movie.
Yeah. I think a lot of the appeal of this is just the sheer imagination that it took to get this done, which is Guillermo del Toro. Like, he is so creative. Like, it's sickening. Like, it's absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and that's like when I was thinking, like, why aren't there more filmmakers like that? That's exactly why, because there's only one Guillermo del Toro. Like, there's only one person who can come up with this crazy shit and like translate it to images.
Yeah, and it's so good. And the best part about it is like, it's a very open for interpretation style movie. Yeah,
the ending is absolutely up for discussion. Like,
the entire movie is like, obviously, like you get the very concrete, real world Spanish Civil War stuff going on here, but then all of the fantasy elements. Is it real?
Yeah, is it real, or is this girl just trying to...
Is it her coping?
Yeah, disassociate from all this shit that's going on around her.
And the way they film it, it could 100% swing either way.
Yeah, by the end of the movie, there's no definitive, like, okay, well, this definitely points to this, happening.
Yeah.
I myself, I'm on the mindset that, like, none of this is real. This is all her coping with it.
I was feeling the same way.
Yeah, and then, like, only because, like, at the end... Vidal, the captain, he does not see the satyr that she's talking to.
Yeah.
If the satyr was there, like that he'd seen the satyr, okay, then I could finally say, like, yeah, that's definitely happening.
But that's where you get the ability to interpret, because it could just be that he just can't see it, because he's not childlike. He doesn't have the innocence, or she's one of these beings. Maybe that's why she. Or can see it. Or she is the princess, or maybe the faun just doesn't want him to see.
But the fact that her mother is the queen, and her vision at the end, that's what leads me to believe that it's her being dead. She's not really, this isn't really happening. She died.
Yep. Either it does, you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter, because you're along for the ride in this movie, and it's
a really good ride. I mean, it's a heavy movie.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just pulled off immaculately. Like, I was in love with this movie the entire time I'm watching it.
Yeah. The color choices, the color palette that he uses through this entire movie.
Yeah.
Immaculate.
There's a lot of blue. Setup, it's very blue.
A lot of blues and greens. Yeah. But then he'll offset them with contrasting colors for highlighted things, like the bedroom scene at night. Very blue. Mm-hmm. You get that little bit of orange from the firelight, and it just sets everything off. It's just like, he knows what he's doing every step of the way, and it's fucking disgusting. Like, I'm sickened by how good he is.
Like, how is it just possible for one man to just keep creating these just each distinct and completely memorable like monsters and images of just creatures.
And obviously he surrounds himself with people who can execute his vision.
Yeah.
But he's pointing them in the right direction every step of the way. He's got to be. Because everything, after a certain point, all his movies look like his movies. Like we talked about this in the other 2 episodes.
Yeah, you just know the look immediately.
Yeah, like that's a Guillermo. But the plot is good.
Yeah,
I mean it's a little, I don't want to say like tropey, but it's.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing groundbreaking. You can
only set up a story so many ways.
Yeah, there's resistance fighters, like
Yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna have somebody who's like a double agent and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel played out.
Yeah, no, I mean this is a 2-hour movie, and it flew by.
Yeah, I'm cool with the length. Like, yeah, I don't need it to be cut at all.
There are 90-minute movies that we've watched on here. Like Deathbed is less than 90 minutes. That feels like an eternity to get through.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it flew by. I think by the time I realized, like, oh wait, how much like time is left in this? Like I looked at the how much was left, and it's like there's 25 minutes. I'm like, holy shit. Usually I'm like an hour in, like, all right, I'm conscious of what's left.
Yeah. But it keeps you going because everything is happening for a reason. There's no fluff.
There's an incredible like use of foreshadowing too in this movie that I'm completely forgetting about now. But a lot of the things that happen, things like him being slashed across the face, basically that was set up from almost the beginning of the movie, like showing Mercedes like how she keeps the knife like folded into her dress, like things like that. How he says to the guards, like when he catches the two guys, said they're hunting rabbits, he's like, if you assholes could properly search people, I wouldn't have to do this type of thing.
Yeah.
And again, like that's what comes back to bite him in the ass. Like, that was something that really caught me. Just like there's a lot of things that are foreshadowed. Like,
and you see, it's not so much foreshadowing, but it's like heavy reference. You see basically the silhouette of the fawn's horns all through this movie. Yeah.
I mean, right from the beginning, where they're in that convoy in the forest, and she finds the that statue off to the side with the missing eye.
Yeah, but like the headboard of the mother's bed has got the two arches. The dead tree that she winds up going into has the two arches. Like it's everywhere. And it's because Guillermo del Toro is like he's a shot scientist. Like everything is set up perfectly for what he wants you to see. There's no fluff.
Everything is relevant.
It's weird to say, but it's a lean 2 hours.
Yeah, it really is. Because again, you're engaged, and everything is there for a reason. Everything is there to show you something and set something up. Like it's just all there.
Yep.
And like we were saying, this is just a beautiful movie, but still completely different than the look of Hellboy. Like Hellboy is a lot more vivid. And vibrant, whereas this is a lot more muted, but still has a lot of the same visuals.
Yeah, it has
a lot of the same themes too. I noticed where like the whole thing of like where these magical beings were disappearing, like we're never going to be here again.
Yeah,
like that type of theme kind of replayed itself in Hellboy and in this.
Very, very like fairy tale heavy.
Yeah.
I wonder what his childhood was like.
Imagining not great.
He probably played by himself a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm imagining growing up in Mexico, probably around when he was like not great.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like
late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, maybe around then.
Yeah. The only thing that I didn't really dig on was some of the CG is not great.
Yeah, like the fairies don't look all that great when you get the close-ups of them.
Yeah, some there's like some CG blood spray stuff. There's, it actually bummed me out going back and watching it. The oh man, I can't remember what the creature's name is, but the one that has the eyes in his hands.
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Pale Man, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Pale Man. Like those eyes in the hands, visually, like the actual aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
Pleasing as hell. Actually seeing the CG'd eyeballs in the hands.
Yeah, not so much.
Not that great.
Yeah.
And I mean, realistically, all the CG is acceptable. Like, it's not like atrocious. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It just.
Because it's used in the appropriate manner. In this
movie. Like, he's not heavy in it. Like, it's just like.
All the creatures are practical, or at least like
most of
partially
it.
practical.
I think as much as he could get away with was practical.
I actually saw like a behind the scenes and how they filmed, the fawn. They call him Pan in the American version.
Yeah.
But it's it's just a normal actor. He's wearing like green like stockings, and like the backwards facing feet are just like a part of the costume that like attached to the back of his feet.
Yep.
So like as he walks, it looks like it's walking, and then you just digitally remove his legs.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, don't just digitally create the legs. Like, make them for real and just erase the guy's regular legs.
But yeah, I mean, all the creatures, all the looks of them are just, I mean, down to from the frog to the Pale Man, to the fawn, like all of it.
Doug Jones just Doug Jonesed it up.
Doug Jones the hell out of it.
He's so good. And this guy is so hateable. The captain, like
Captain Vidal,
just a vicious, nasty, loathsome man.
Guillermo del Toro, and I think like an American filmmaker would have taken this route. The movie is focused on Ophelia, where I think as an American would have focused the movie on Vidal. Because there is an entire movie to be told with him, just in the fact that like basically he's the one who keeps fucking up his own life. And like throughout the course of this movie, I mean, like he starts out, he's this influential commander. He has a full army of men.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, his entire life is in ruins. I mean, his wife is dead. His child is gone. He gives it over to the fucking rebels, and they're like, he's like, just make sure he knows like, who I am. Like
that was vicious.
They're like, nah,
no,
like, bam.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, like,
the fucking hubris coming through at that moment.
Well, yeah.
Astonishing.
Throughout the whole movie, it's hubris and just like I don't know what else, because he's constantly making his own world worse because of his own paranoia. Basically,
he is a parallel for fascism.
Yeah.
Like,
that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because he's constantly, there's this enemy, we have to kill the enemy. He's dehumanizing the enemy.
Yeah,
not to point out parallels between what's going on in our world today.
No,
but that seems very prescient. I mean, and again, all the things he's doing are making his life worse.
Yeah,
he gets so paranoid about who's turning on him that, like, I mean, at one point he kills the doctor 2 seconds before he needs the doctor to save his wife.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's how fucked up you are.
And even his whole like reasoning for being suspicious of the doctor, well, he found the ampule of antibiotics.
Yeah,
I think this was an intentional choice on Guillermo del Toro's part. Those bottles are not identical.
No,
they
they're not.
look very similar, but like the tops are different.
Yeah.
So even if they are this, they're two glass ampules of antibiotics. He bases his whole he's a traitor.
Yeah.
On when he smashes the dude's face in with a bottle.
That was the most brutal thing I had ever seen.
Father. Yeah.
That scene has stuck with me since I saw this when it first came to the theaters.
I can sympathize with that. But I'm saying he's so paranoid that just because there's two glass ampules, this guy's got to be against me. And boom, kills him. Oh wait,
technically he was, but
he just happened to be right about it. He just happened to be lucky with that one. Yeah. But
he's making. But yeah, I get what you're saying. He's making these incredible,
paranoid and selfish decisions that just fucking his life up.
Did you need to kill the doctor? No. How did that help you in any way other than make you feel good because you killed a guy?
He killed him just because he openly disobeyed you for no other reason. He just said yeah, but I didn't do that. Even though you told me to do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well. bang.
He's such a piece of shit.
Oh man,
I fucking love this movie. It has been a long time since I watched it.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years. Maybe like 3 or 4 years since I've seen it.
Yeah. I think this is my maybe third or fourth time watching it.
Yeah. This was number 2 for me.
Yeah.
And again, it's been long enough where I forgot most of what happened. So it was almost a fresh watch there for me.
Yeah. It's one of those movies like I don't watch it that often because it's so heavy.
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't mean to jump ahead and get to the score part, but that's the only thing that I was going to ding it on for score wise.
Yeah.
Is that it can't have that rewatchability for a perfect movie, for like the movies that I've given 10s to, they all are movies that I can watch anytime, anywhere, like under any condition. Like no matter how I feel.
Yep.
If it's on, I'm gonna want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't love this movie, but this is, like I said, it's a heavy fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's not something you can just like throw on and like, oh great, I'll just enjoy this. No, it's gonna make you feel bad.
Like it's a downer, but it's a beautiful downer.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Are we getting to like score time?
We don't have to. I mean, we can.
Because otherwise, we're just gonna gush about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching it. And I was like, what can I ding it on? What can I ding it on?
Same thing. That's the only thing I can come up with is that it doesn't have the rewatchability.
It doesn't have a memorable soundtrack.
Yeah.
But it does that thing where the soundtrack becomes invisible.
Yeah.
And that's the sign of like
it's doing its job.
It's doing a really, really good job of what it's supposed to be there for. Like when you don't notice it, it's executing well. I mean, that's not to say like a memorable score is bad because you hear it. It's just like I'm not going to throw this one on a Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do that with the Candyman score and have done it. But this one ties everything together. Like it's just that nice bow.
And like you said, some of the CGI is a little janky, but I mean that's being super nitpicky.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really love this movie. I am gonna drop. I think this is about as high as I can go these days with my new tougher grading.
Chris.
I think I'm gonna give it a 9.5, just because I was so just like no other word enthralled with this movie when I was watching it today.
Yeah.
Like, I love everything about this. Like
I didn't touch my phone.
Yeah. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't like looking, checking like Facebook and shit like that. I was locked into this movie, and it was over before I realized it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have nothing but complete like adoration for this movie.
No, it's
beautiful. The story is heart-wrenching and engaging.
Yeah.
You just cannot go wrong with this movie, other than like you need a little bit of breathing room after you watch it.
Yeah. It's like you watch this and you like hug the dog.
Yeah. Oh, this ended on a dead kid. Well, I'm gonna need a minute.
Yep. Jesus Christ, yeah, it's like I'm right there with you. Like
I'm forcing myself to think of those two little things.
Yeah, and I don't want to say like it's bad CG because it really isn't. It's just not up to par with the rest of the movie. Yeah,
for the details that went into the physical aspects of the effects, like the CG like it just isn't on that same level.
Yeah,
which. You know what? I'm fine with.
Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta give it a 9. I think a 9 is good for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm bitter.
This is another sign of how good it is. Like, usually reading a movie and watching a movie are two kind of different experiences. Like, it's not as engaging if you're reading the subtitles. Maybe that's me being a little ethnocentric.
No, because your focus has to be on the lower half of the screen.
Yeah.
And I understand why people, if it's a subtitle movie or show or whatever, they are just not going to watch it because they're going to focus on the bottom part of the screen and not be able to appreciate everything else going on. I get that.
Yeah, with that,
like, I can kind of get by. Like, I'm not a fast reader, but I can do it.
I was
it's not a
even
problem
with
for me.
that like different experience. I was still just locked into the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have helped. Like, I have a pretty good grasp of Spanish.
Yeah.
But I was still relying on the subtitles. Like, I was trying to get by as long as I could without them, but like I'd have to like, okay, yeah, go back.
It also helps that the pacing of the dialogue is very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, deliberate. It's not.
Yeah.
There's no fast rambling. Everything is just very steady, even.
I will throw up the disclaimer that I am fluent in high school Spanish. Like, I've listened. My family has spoken it my entire life, so I have a really good. I have a better grasp than most like normal suburban kids probably do. But speaking it, yeah, it's very like. But even with my extra abilities to do so, listening to a native Spanish speaker speak is. Yeah, it's almost impossible because it's so.
It's a very fast language.
Yeah,
I think it's actually one of the fastest languages.
Yeah, and like I got maybe one or two of those words.
Yeah.
Whereas this, like you said, the pacing is a little bit slower. It's easier to kind of comprehend.
You can digest it as it's going through.
Yeah.
It's not like those lines come up. You got to read them fast and then think about it afterward. Like it's just you can do it like the whole time. Like when it comes to Spanish, I know. Coquito. I know.
Yeah, I know that.
Mierda. That's about it. Mariposa.
Oh man, yeah. God, I love this movie. And I mean that completely took me by surprise. I mean, having seen this before, knowing that when I did see it, I liked it. If I had to, I can't say what the movie. If I had to guess before going into Del Toro month, what my favorite of the movies we were going to be watching was.
The one we decided to flip to next week?
Yeah, that probably would have been my pick. But, I mean, this completely took me by surprise. I think this is my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. I mean, even the other one that we flipped it with is very high up on my list. I really love that movie, too.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, it's a fucking masterpiece. Like, it really is.
Yep. Oh, man, if I had to say what my favorite Guillermo was, probably Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I definitely need to rewatch Crimson Peak.
You do.
Yeah, as I was watching this, I'm like, you know what? I am not giving that movie enough of a chance.
Yeah.
I've only watched it the one time. I definitely have to. I have to watch it again.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Grabbing a beer. Yeah. Continue speaking.
I will continue speaking. It's beer time, guys. I brought over.
We never actually did an intro either, like a synopsis.
I don't want to.
All right.
I want what we've talked about to be enticing enough for people to want to go see Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, anything from the fridge over there, or are you good?
No, I'm good. I got. So today's selection of beers, we have Narragansett Lager, which is pretty good. Not my favorite thing ever, but very drinkable. Got a little bit of a funny aftertaste.
Look, it's better than brunch, is what he's saying.
It's better than brunch. But I also picked up Jack's Abbey Craft Lager's Smoke and Dagger Black Lager, because it sounds metal as fuck. And picked up some Duclaw Sweet Baby Jesus peanut butter chocolate porter.
Yeah, it's probably about to crack open.
Yeah.
6.2% alcohol.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Salute. Oh, that smells delicious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
Oh, sir. Oh,
that's
mama.
The black lager?
The black lager.
All right, that's next. That one is next. I did just finish my traditional Mai Tai starter.
I don't know if you can see it. My arm hair is standing up.
Goosebumps, I tell you.
I have goosebumps from this beer, and that is a bad sign.
Oh man, I really love this movie. Again, I am so glad we decided to do Del Toro month.
Yeah. God damn. Every once in a while, we come up with a decision for this show that I'm like, that's fucking genius.
Yeah.
Del Toro month? That's fucking genius.
Right up there, yeah.
I will toot our own horn for that. I don't remember exactly which one of us came up with that, but somebody needs to shake their dick.
I don't remember which one of us, but I think it was just we noticed that we had like 2 or 3 like Del Toro. We just noticed we had 2 Del Toro movies picked.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck it, let's do a whole month.
Yeah. I think a couple of beverages were had before that happened, but
which is very unlike us. I mean,
it's completely out of character.
Yeah.
So we have raved about this movie, and I'm gonna say it's time for some trivia.
Mm-hmm. Not to bother you with trivia.
I used to think they were kind of trivial.
All right. Guillermo del Toro is famous for compiling books full of notes and drawings about his ideas before turning them into films. Something he regards as essential to the process, which is fucking obvious from the movies he makes.
It's working.
He left years worth of notes for this film in the back of a cab, and when he discovered them missing, he thought it was the end of the project. However, the cab driver found them and, realizing their importance, tracked him down and returned them at great personal difficulty and expense.
That's awesome.
Del Toro was convinced that this was a blessing, and it made him even more determined to complete the film.
I want to say I heard him mention that. I've talked about it before. The podcast I went to, where it was the Nerdist that they did with him.
Yeah.
And he talked about that, like how he lost the notes.
Can you imagine how devastating that would be?
For real. I mean, like just knowing, like I said, he did a 1,000-page, backstory for Pacific Rim. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
that's just a monsters and robots movie.
Yeah, that's not even the script of the movie. It's
just the Bible.
Yeah, it's 1,000 pages. Like, most people don't write. Most novels aren't 1,000 pages.
No. Oh, you're gonna find out some shit about Guillermo del Toro and his dedication.
All right.
The English subtitles were translated and written by Guillermo del Toro himself. He no longer trusts translators after having encountered problems with his previous subtitled movies.
Yeah. I will say, like, again, knowing a good deal of Spanish, like, I can see that, like, a lot of times with what's being said is not what's being written.
Yeah.
And for the most part, like, everything on here was, like, pretty.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a degree of, like, flexibility that you have to have, because
there's not always
a one-to-one. Yeah. Jinx. Let's see. Oh, this is a very fun piece of trivia. Stephen King attended a screening of the film and sat next to Guillermo del Toro, which that's got to be amazing for Guillermo.
Yeah.
To just, like,
the god of, like, horror.
Yeah. And according to del Toro, King squirmed when the pale man chased Ophelia. Del Toro compared the experience of seeing the King's reaction to that of winning an Oscar.
Yeah. That is an incredibly tense scene.
Yeah.
Just because, like, the only thing you know about this monster is, like,
he kills kids.
Yeah, you see the paintings that she sees, like,
and the pile of shoes, right?
Yeah.
Was that in there, or was that a different
pile
scene?
Of kids' shoes. Yeah.
God. Yeah, I can't imagine, like, you try to make something that's unsettling, and then Stephen fucking King is sitting next to you going, ugh.
I made Patton Oswalt giggle once. I imagine, like...
You could have killed yourself the next day.
I was done after that. Yeah. It was pretty good joke, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
It was outside of... He had done a show, and I was in Los Angeles at the time, and he was just outside, like, greeting people. And this fucking hipster said something about, like, oh, there's this great, Viking restaurant over on something and something. And I go, oh, man, somebody... I don't know if he said it or somebody said, like, oh, we should all go. And I go, yeah, we'll burn our cars when we get there. And fucking, I got a giggle out of it. Like, yes, I can die now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you ready for some serious artist shit right now?
Let's do it.
Guillermo del Toro gave up his entire salary, including back-end points, to see this film become realized. To this day, He believes it was worth it.
That's fucking...
He didn't make shit off this movie.
Yeah. It was worth it, because this is like... I think this is what kind of propelled him like to the next level, basically.
This is what brought him to generalized American audiences. Like, before this, he was known by, like...
He got buzz on, like, The Devil's Backbone.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mimic, obviously.
Yeah. But this is the one where people were like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I had heard of him before this. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I'm speaking out of turn, because I think Blade 2 came out before this.
Yeah, you're right. But even then, I just remember being like, "Oh, it's the guy who made Mimic."
Yeah.
Like I hadn't seen Mimic at that point. I didn't realize it was a good movie.
Well,
it's better than I thought.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's decent. It's decent. Doug Jones had to memorize not only his own lines in Spanish, a language he does not speak, but also Ivana Baccaro's lines.
Yeah, he's going to respond to her, yeah.
Yeah, so he knew when to speak his next line. The servos in the headpiece that made the facial expressions and ears move were so loud, he often couldn't hear her speak her lines.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, he is under heavy, heavy makeup, like full body makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot. But, I mean, he's always in a full body suit of some kind.
Yeah, between ape shape and shape of water. This.
Yeah.
I mean, anything he's been in, for Christ's sake.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The captain's room is made to look like the inside of his father's watch, which Guillermo del Toro says represents his troubled mind.
Huh. Yeah, that is like like a very like industrial looking like.
Yeah, because his office is like in the mill.
Yeah, like a gearworks type of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, this will fucking blow your mind. This movie received 22 minutes of applause at the I always fuck this up. Is it Cannes or Cannes? Cannes Film Festival.
I saw that same fact this morning when I was watching it on Amazon. And
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I remember being at the... Because it was the first fact that comes up as you start the movie, and I'm like, 22 minutes? Like, what pretentious bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, by the end of the fucking thing, I'm like,
oh yeah, 22 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I could do 22 minutes for this, yeah.
That's... Wow. And those are people that know movies. Like, they know film. Guillermo del Toro conceived the Pale Man as an allusion to the perverted image of stigmata, ghastly wounds that are supposed to signify grace and piety.
Oh, yeah, like the holes in the hands, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this giant frog scene, which barfs out its stomach.
Yeah, that was weird. It's covered in bugs. That's CG, but that's good CG. Donner wants some headphones.
Yeah. He's very good at knocking the headphones off their holders.
Is he?
Yeah.
Doug Jones's fawn horns weighed 10 pounds.
Oof.
That's a lot of weight to have on your fucking neck.
Yeah. I didn't realize he was the fawn also.
Hours on it. Yeah, he was the Pale Man and the fawn. When Ophelia is a prominent character in the scene, the design is circular to emphasize her embracing of the fantasy world. The real world scenes sport much of a more straight, angular design.
Yeah, I can see that.
I didn't really notice it in the film. Like,
well, I figured all this fantasy stuff has that kind of same like look.
Yeah.
Where like the curly Q, like the horns, and like always like Hellboy has like the curly kind of Q designs on him and on his skin.
So I always went with more of like the color palette is very different.
Yeah. So
that's just what my eye was more drawn to. But
yeah, the real world's a lot grayer and bluer.
Yeah, but thinking back to it, like it's pretty spot on. And this is our last fact. Although audiences have interpreted the film's bittersweet ending as everything from a religious metaphor to a psychological allegory, Guillermo del Toro offers a simpler, but more poetic explanation. And this quote, I always think of that beautiful quote by Soren Kierkegaard that says, the tyrant's reign ends with his death, but the martyr's reign starts with his death. And I think that is the essence of the movie. It's about living forever by choosing how you die.
Yeah.
Like we said, this movie is fucking heavy.
Yeah. It's not a pick-me-up.
And that is going to end IMDb trivia.
Not going to lie, we're in a world of trouble for the Better Known As this week because
nobody's better known for being in anything.
Yeah, I mean, at least to our
in America.
Audience. Yeah. Let me see. I've got all my stuff here. As soon as I remember how to work a mouse, there we go. All right. So as we didn't mention, we're talking about Pan's Labyrinth today.
Oh, this is a 8.2 on IMDb, so we weren't far off.
Yeah.
From what we rated it.
The hoi polloi of IMDb can give it an 8.2.
Yeah.
I'm sure finer, educated cultural folk like us, that's burned out. We're spot on is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. We know what we're talking about.
Jerkily worded manner. Okay, directed by, in case you didn't realize the theme of the month, Guillermo del Toro. We talked about what he directed. Last week we talked about what he acted in. I really don't know where to go after that. I was like, well, we'll talk about... Yeah, I mean, produce is actually a good one. Because I was going to talk about writing, but it's pretty much all the stuff that he's directed as well. So we'll move on to producing. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Much better movie than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually a decent fucking scary movie that's not not R-rated. I think it's like PG-13 at the most.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it like an anthology movie like the books were?
Yes.
Or does it follow like one...
I want to say there's like different stories that end up connected, if I remember correctly. Okay. I only saw it in the theater, but it was really, really good. Let's see. We mentioned that Troll Hunters show. He's a producer. He directed a couple of the episodes.
Yeah.
He directed the remake of The Witches that was on HBO Max, like in the early pandemic days, maybe. Yeah, 2020. Wasn't bad. The one with Anne Hathaway. I like the original much, much better with Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just a nostalgia thing, but I saw that when I was a kid.
Could be. Hey, you remember Angela Houston before she looked like Alan Rickman?
Yeah, I really dug that movie when I was a kid. Like I said, I thought the remake was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Troll Hunters. He produced the sequel to Pacific Rim, which we won't hold against him.
No.
He produced Kung Fu Panda 3, at least. I wonder if he did the other ones as well.
I would assume so if he did that. If he did the third one, he probably had something to do with the first two.
I don't think so, actually. Maybe just the third one. Puss in Boots. Rise of the Guardian. He did a lot of animated producing, it looks like. Megamind.
What the fuck?
He produced the movie Splice, which is a decent movie.
Mm.
With Adrian Brody and Sarah Polley from the Dawn of the Dead remake. Produced the Hellboy animated stuff. And that's really, really about everything that our viewers or listeners would be familiar with. Book of Life he produced as well, which he directed.
Yes.
I need to see that now.
You really do.
Yeah, because it came out at the same time as Coco, and I'm like, oh, it's just a rip-off, of Coco.
No, that came out before Coco.
Okay.
That came out at the same time as... that was around the same time, I want to say, Paranorman was coming out.
There was I know there was a similarly themed movie at the time that maybe just oh, that's a rip-off. I enjoyed Coco.
No, my bad. Paranorman came out around the same time as Frank and Weenie.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that was.
The last, 10, 15 minutes of Coco, if that doesn't destroy you emotionally, you're not human.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, this is a kid's movie.
Yeah, I'm just going to ugly cry while the credits roll. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah.
Remember me? Dude, that was hard. That was hard to watch.
Yeah. I think it was one of those like, fuck this movie, like, one of those like moments.
You know that one where you're watching a movie with your family and you gotta like tip your head back and like kind of squint real hard. Pretend you're scratching your forehead. Yeah. you wipe the eye with the pinky.
We will move on. Ivana Bacchero, who is Ophelia in this movie, has definitely grown up since then. At least according to her IMDb photo.
Yeah, well, she was, 11 when she did Pan's Labyrinth?
Yeah. That was one of the fact that I read, actually. It was written specifically for the character to be 8 years old.
Yeah.
But because she did so good at the audition, they aged up the character to 11. So she could play the character.
I just did some head math. This movie came out 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I was around somebody yesterday and they were like talking about 1991. They were like, yeah, can you believe that was like 31 years ago? I was like, I fucking hate you. We're not friends.
That was like 15 years ago. Shit. Oh, fuck.
20. Nope, keep going.
Let's see. She was in the movie Black Friday from last year. That's that movie with Bruce Campbell.
I did not see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I kind of want to, but I don't know. It looks like a horror comedy.
It's like I kind of do and I kind of don't.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I would watch it if given the opportunity, but I'm just not seeking it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Just looking. I mean, I was never a big fan of Idle Hands. I was going to say Devin Saw was in this movie.
Yeah, but what about Spawn?
Took a picture with him on an Adult Swim Comic-Con after-party cruise.
Yeah. By the way, we were talking about Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth Green was in that. Oh, just as a voice.
Any other big names? That's really it. I don't know. It looks okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Bruce Campbell. Although that's never really a stamp of quality.
No, it's actually usually the adverse.
Yeah. As far as any other recognizable stuff, she was in the Shannara Chronicles, which I think was on MTV.
That was an MTV show, and it felt like it.
It was like a fantasy, like future type of show.
Well, the Shannara Chronicles it's like a fucking 20-something long book series, like they're fantasy books, yeah. And it's like, so it's like it's a fantasy story just set way in the future, but it's apocalyptic future. But you don't find that out until later in the series, I think.
I just remember at Comic-Con one year they had a banner for it that was literally took up the entire like side wall of the fucking Javits Center. Like it was probably a good like 50 to 60 feet wide by like 30 feet high. Like, it was huge.
Like it was a huge deal when it came out. It felt like an MTV show.
After this, really, like it's kind of mostly just people in Spanish stuff. The next person I have up is Ariadna Gil. She played Ophelia's mom, Carmen. That was her name. I don't even think she was in anything like recognizable.
No, I saw a fact. I skipped over it in the trivia, but like Doug Jones was the only person that was a native English speaker.
Yeah. And
Guillermo del Toro was the only person that was bilingual.
Oh, jeez, that must have been enough. Well, at least for Doug Jones, that must have just been like, oh, Christ. Like,
yeah.
I'll just be in my trailer if anybody needs me. Like, I don't know how to talk to anybody.
Yep.
I'm just going through, just making sure there's nothing I'm cutting out. But for everybody in the movie, it's mostly just Spanish like movies.
Yeah.
Not much anybody has heard of. There was one that I noticed that like everybody in the movie was pretty much in.
Oh, really?
Of course, she is not in it. Like the one person. Sergi Lopez, he played Vidal like perfectly. He's such a hateable, just smarmy asshole. Not even smarmy because he's not like.
No,
he's not prideful.
No, he's prideful.
He's not showy, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
Yeah.
He's all fucking business.
He's not, like, full of himself in a show-offy way.
Yeah, yeah.
He's full of himself in a prideful, hubris
just
way.
a dour asshole, who thinks, he's the, the ultimate everything.
Yep.
And pretty much, same thing with him. A lot of Spanish credits. He might have had, like, one or two American ones, or English-speaking ones, but maybe not.
I'm not seeing anything that I'm familiar with.
Yeah. Again, nothing like jumping out.
No.
Moving on, Maribel Verdú. She played Mercedes, not maid, but kind of just.
She was like the head of the household.
Yeah. She has a few things. She's playing Nora Allen in the Flash movie. She's playing Barry Allen's mom.
Huh.
In the may or may not ever be released Flash movie.
Well, 2023.
If fucking what's his name can stop fucking around in Hawaii, getting arrested every 10 minutes.
Who's that?
Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. She's in the Flash, which is upcoming. The Now and Then TV series, I think, is an Amazon series, also upcoming. Aside from that,
I don't see anything.
Yeah, The Red Virgin is one of the things that a lot of people in this movie read. It looks like a short movie.
Oh, really?
It's one of the ones that just kept popping up again and again on this one. There was another one too, and I of course, everybody I saved, isn't in the fucking thing. She was in Y Tu Mama Tambien, which was a Pedro Almodovar movie that is pretty acclaimed.
I'm not a fucking clue.
Him and Guillermo del Toro are like the two like top like Mexican filmmakers, critic wise anyway.
Yeah. Has he crossed over? Like, cause
yeah.
Okay.
Alfonso Cuarón, he possibly directed one of the Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
Yeah, the third one maybe, The Prisoner of Azkaban. I think maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I could be just pulling that out of my ass.
I really don't pay attention to those.
Yeah. You know what?
It's not that they're bad. They're just not for me.
Yeah. Hold on. This was Y Tu Mama Tambien was the first movie that like Javier Bardem was like known for.
Oh, okay.
Gael Garcia Bernal is another one who was like well known. I'm sorry, not Javier Bardem was Beautiful was another Mexican movie that is referenced in here. I'm getting all my shit mixed up. Diego Luna was in that movie as well. He was Ghost Rider on. No, I'm sorry. Gabriel Luna is Ghost Rider. Diego Luna is Captain Andor.
Who's fucking racist now, Chris?
Yeah, sorry. Two Mexican guys named Luna. He's Captain Andor on Rogue One.
Okay.
And Gabriel Luna is Ghost Rider. Alfonso Cuarón, who Please Be Right, Chris. Please Be Right, Chris.
Oh, Gravity.
Gravity. Yeah. Roma.
Oh, he wrote those.
Children of Men, which is a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, it is.
He did not direct one of the Harry Potter movies. I made that up. Oh, well. He directed Children of Men, though, which is fucking amazing. Oh, this is Writer. He didn't write it.
Yeah.
I Could Still Be Right.
Oh, he also directed
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I was fucking right. He directed the 1998 version of Great Expectations as well with Ethan Hawke and Gwyneth Paltrow. That's the name I'm looking for.
Aha.
He has crossed over to American stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roma was... did it win Best Picture? He was at least nominated for Best Picture. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. I don't even know which actor we were talking about. It really doesn't matter.
No.
Last up, we have talked about Doug Jones extensively over the last couple of episodes because he's in pretty
I think there's one movie in Guillermo del Toro month that we will not talk about him.
Yeah. He was in Mimic, right?
Yeah. He was.
Yeah.
He played one of the Long Johns.
Yeah. I think next week's movie is the only one that he's not in. And we're gonna fuck around and find out he's like an extra in it.
Probably.
Yeah. I just watched John Dies at the End this week, which is a really good movie.
I tried to watch it. I just couldn't.
It's really crazy. Again, the 90-minute movie. Watched that this week. I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely crazy.
It's based on a book, right?
I believe so, yeah. And was there anything else we really didn't cover, Doug Jones-wise?
I don't think so.
He's on What We Do in the Shadows, which I am a huge fan of that show. I think it's hilarious.
I mean, we could see if he's done, like, production stuff.
Let's see.
I think he has, actually.
This fucking gigantic credit listing here.
Oh, no. He's done some fucking soundtrack stuff, though.
No production stuff, though.
Weird. You would think that somebody who's been around as long... He's only 6'3"?
Oh, wow.
What?
I thought he was at least like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah. God damn.
That is not an interesting did you know fact. Great. Awesome. Well, we're just going to skip over it then.
Yeah.
And that will do it this week. Unfortunately, no Monster She Wrote, but I didn't think we would. I mean, it's
that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But
just like, come on.
I think we're probably gonna have.
I don't think we're gonna have in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna be lacking in the old people solving mysteries.
Just because they're newer movies.
Well, they're newer or they're very foreign. Well, not very foreign.
No, the next 2 weeks are American.
Well, this one's foreign.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I've been drinking. Shut up, Chris. I could have swore the other one was subtitles, and then I remembered who was actually in it, and then I realized, no.
So yeah, we are on to the crapshoot.
We are
under an hour too. Good Lord, it's the first time that's happened in a very long time.
Yeah, we're normally clocking them in at like hour and a half to 2.
I mean, this just in the effort of filling time here. You know, there are movies that I've advocated for remakes in the past. This is a movie I never want to see touched.
Never, ever.
I don't want to see a sequel.
This is lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, I don't want to see a sequel. I don't want to see a remake, a reboot.
Nothing.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
I need this.
Yeah, leave it alone. It's good as it is.
Yeah. God, look at the fucking shot set up for this the Pale Man.
The Pale Man scene, yeah. Why would you eat the fucking grapes? Like you're on.
You got clock. 3 warnings.
Yeah. Don't eat the food. Don't eat the food. Don't eat the food. These little fucking fairies are telling you don't eat the food.
Yep. Well, because she's punk rock. Like she's got that like innocent but rebellious thing.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think she's eaten all day. So
that also, yeah.
But still, if I'm starving and somebody's like, "Hey, you're gonna go in this room with this crazy fucking monster. Don't touch any of the food." And that thing is sitting at the head of the table with all the food.
Yeah, just get out.
I'm not touching any of the fucking food.
Out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah. I love this fucking Pale Man design.
Yeah, we're just enthralled with the scene
sorry.
right now. Yeah.
God damn.
But it's such an amazing... Like, I just...
Oh, Doug Jones! You brilliant motherfucker. The walk that he does with that thing.
Yeah, it's like really herky-jerky. Like, the legs on it are so, like... They're just little skinny stalks. It's crazy.
Yeah. With just, like, hangy skin all over the place.
Oh, this scene right here where he chews the heads off of the fairies is a... that is a direct reference, I want to say, to the... You ever see the painting of... it's a Goya painting. It was a Spanish painter.
Yes.
Saturn devouring Kronos.
Saturn devouring his son.
Kronos. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think the actual title is his son, not Kronos.
I thought it was Saturn. I thought it was... Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, it's Francisco Goya.
But yeah, the shot of him, the Pale Man eating the fairies, is a direct callback to that. It is Saturn devouring. I could have sworn it was Saturn devouring Kronos.
Womp womp.
Yeah, which is a goddamn horrifying.
I mean, it is Kronos, but it's.
Yeah.
There's a website that I have found where you can get that as a giant, like, back patch for like a jacket.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's the Titan, Saturn.
Yeah. Did you?
I believe Zeus. Oh no, Zeus is Saturn's son, I believe.
No, the Titans came before the gods.
Yeah.
So Zeus is the son of. No, Kronos was the Titan. Kronos was the Titan, the main one, because.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
I got them mixed up. I want to say Zeus is the son of Kronos.
Yeah, yes, because Kronos ate Zeus at one point.
Yeah,
and all of his brothers. I do love that painting, though. Do you recall a couple of years ago when that became a meme? You can actually see a few of them in here. People were like reenacting it. Like that lady eating a pizza.
Oh, weird. There we go.
Yeah. That one's Mickey Mouse. Somebody did one. They recreated this using balloon animals.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just kind of different. That's like a zombie one. That's weird.
Yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
Fucking minimalist pop art.
Yep, I have no idea what that's referencing.
That's a bucket of chicken.
That's awesome. The bucket of KFC, like, superimposed in. It's tweeted by KFC.
Was it really?
Yeah.
That's because KFC is fucking wild. Whoever runs the social medias for these fast food restaurants, ridiculous.
Yeah, like the Wendy's one, like, puts out some crazy shit every now and again.
Yeah. They just fucking burn up everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome painting.
Yeah.
What's that one? I don't even know what the fuck
That's Hillary eating Bernie.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, so in your search bar, put balloon animal. Or just balloons.
Yeah. That's closer to you.
All right.
The delicious cookies are in the way.
Ah, damn it.
That's not the sound of me eating a cookie.
No. Devouring, maybe.
Baboon animal.
Balloons. The fucking first one.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's Michelangelo eating a pizza.
Where is it?
Right there.
This one?
No.
Oh.
To the right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, go to the right. There you go, right there.
Oh. I'm looking for like a Michelangelo painting, not like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, no. The Ninja Turtle.
I just finished The Last Ronin today, by the way, speaking of Michelangelo. Fucking pretty good story.
Yeah.
It's Mickey Mouse devouring Darth Vader. Sonic devouring hot dogs.
That's fucking weird.
God bless the internet.
Oh, that's Yoda devouring the child.
Yep.
The last issue of that Ronin Turtles comic, was that a Sophie Campbell cover?
I don't know.
Oh, right.
It's on my desk in the other room.
I'm pretty sure she's done a couple of them.
Somebody just found a potato chip under the table, right, buddy?
Is it you?
You can hear him crunching.
Yeah. How did my headphone wire get under the table leg?
No, I noticed that the other day. No idea. I did move shit around the other day so I can get those plastic pins out from under there.
Yeah.
Bonus, we now have some extra space in the studio again.
Sweet. Yeah, just so everybody knows, like the wires that go from our equipment to the TVs and
we have a serious cable problem.
It's bad, y'all. It's real bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety.
At least once a show, somebody like knocks their headphones off. Somebody being me, pulls their headphones off the table and slams them into the ground.
Yep. Good thing I got cheap ones.
Yeah.
And they were like $15 a pair.
No shit.
20 bucks maybe.
I've been using fucking $50 Skull Candy headphones like an asshole all these years.
Yeah. Yep. I did research. Oh, man.
We're filling time at this point. But...
We are, but that's what the crapshoot's for.
Yeah.
How good are these fucking beers? Holy shit.
Yeah. I just finished the Sweet Baby Jesus, which is really good.
So now I know why this is called Smoke and Dagger.
Okay.
Because
smoky flavor?
It's warming up a little bit just from it being in my hand or on the table or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of like smoky flavor on the back end. But not overpowering.
A couple of years ago, like in October for Halloween, Newcastle put out like a I don't remember what it was called, but there's a werewolf on the label.
Yeah.
And it was like a smoked like Newcastle.
Okay.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Although I remember at the time saying like this tastes like ground up werewolf. But it grew on me after a while.
Yeah.
And it was good. I don't think
it's like ground up werewolf.
Because there was a werewolf in the bottle.
Yeah. What was that werewolf beer that we had?
I saw it the other day at the beverage center. I almost got more.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. It was like it was kind of like a Blue Moon type of beer.
Sort of.
Yeah. I don't remember. We'll have to get more of that.
Yeah.
We do have werewolf stuff coming up at some point.
We do.
Now we got to look up this werewolf Newcastle. I still haven't put out a teaser for the next episode.
Oh, that's okay, because I still haven't edited it.
All right.
Well, no, I have. For the one coming out Monday, I have done. The one after that, I do not.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't have one coming out Monday yet.
Yeah.
It was just called Newcastle Werewolf.
Oh. That's succinct.
Yeah. Only one of 4 limited edition brews. It has a blood red color, sweet berry overtones, and bitterness. I remember it being smoky. Yeah. Whatever. It was good.
It sounds good. Like a fucking regular Newcastle is good.
Yeah, if I go to, I'm like drinking at a bar, that's the beer that I look for. If I'm drinking at a bar, I'm probably going to get a Newcastle.
Yeah. You got to be in a very specific bar.
I'm an asshole. I'm like looking all over like, what did I do with my glasses?
Whoa!
They're on my forehead.
Yep, they sure were. Oh, man. I do that with my safety glasses at work sometimes, too. Like, what the fuck? Like, I have to have these. Where are they? Oh, they're on my hat.
I'm already wearing
They're on my hat.
I loved this scene, too. Fucking homeboy's going to war with a goddamn Luger. Like,
yeah.
He's charging up a hill.
Yep.
With a pistol. Grab a rifle, man.
It seemed to me like the like communist rebels had them way outnumbered throughout the majority of the movie.
Yeah,
I mean that could have just been a like perspective thing. Like you see more of them because they're more important.
Well, I mean, especially by the end of the movie, I think he even says like, how many men do we have? And they're like, maybe like less than 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're outnumbered by the rebels.
Mm-hmm. I assume they're communists. They have red stars and shit all over.
I don't.
Unless that was just an insignia of their revolution.
I don't remember. I want to say they won.
I assumed they were communists because of the red star, but also the fact that he was going on and on about like, in their minds, everyone is equal. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. No, I just know they're.
I don't remember history too well fascists. Either. Yeah, I know the. It was a fascist regime in power,
which ended up helping the Americans in World War II because they were busy fighting their own shit and couldn't help the Nazis.
That's what they had Italians for.
Oh man,
if you want an Italian fascist regime movie, watch Salo, 120 Days of Sodom.
Never seen it.
How do you feel about people eating poop?
Not great.
So
yeah,
maybe don't watch it.
Yeah, I've never seen Pink Flamingos, so that's all I'll say on that subject.
Oh, so that's more intense because it's real.
Ooh.
This is more intense because it's a whole dinner scene.
Oh yeah. It's like a poop loaf. Like
everybody gets a silver platter.
Poop scallopini. We have a title. We have a title for this episode. Poop scallopini.
I don't think so. That does a disservice to this movie, and I will not have that. Woof. Woof, sir. What are we doing on time? Holy shit, we're only just
this is going to be a short episode.
It's a short episode. It's not.
But again, it's not because the episode's bad. I mean, the movie's bad. It's because we love it so much.
Yeah, you can't really critique it. Like, there's only so much we can go on about. Like, yeah. And I don't want to like just rant about it to the point where nobody needs to watch it either.
Yeah, I want to tell you everything I saw.
Yeah.
But I will say go watch it because this might even be already after 2 viewings in my top 10 of like movies. I really, really love this movie.
This is a situational film though. Like, do not watch this when there's like distractions going on.
Like, if you're like in a bad spot, you want to take your mind off of your troubles. Don't watch this.
Yeah.
Don't. You're looking for a pick me up. This isn't the movie you're looking for.
You want a dark fantasy, and you're well equipped to handle that right now.
And then dive
into this. This is a dark room, distraction-free movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got company over? Don't throw this on.
I wouldn't even say this is a group watch because you just need to pay attention.
1 or 2 people. That's kind of it. Or, I mean, if you have a group of friends who enjoy artistic movies and
people who can shut the fuck up and let you enjoy
sit down and shut up. Then do that. I gotta tell you though, because I mentioned before, I saw this on its theatrical run.
Yeah.
That was a fucking event. I didn't know it was a Spanish film. Didn't bother me in the slightest. I was a little taken aback when it started, but
you get so engrossed in it that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, didn't matter in the slightest. Fuck.
Oh, Vidal is such a bastard.
He is.
It's where he's torturing Pedro.
Yeah.
If you can count to 3 without stuttering, I'll let you go.
Yeah, you're a fucking asshole. Oh, and they show his hand after.
Oh yeah, just mangle the fuck out of it. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, that's pretty nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even his Joker fucking grin is really nasty.
Yeah.
Where he's got it all cleaned up and he just opens his mouth and then the whole thing opens up.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
A small detail that I really liked is once he sewed it back up and then he put the bandage on it, took the shot, it hurt, and then you saw shit.
It bled,
fall out of it. Yeah. That's good storytelling right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anything else we can say about this?
Just watch the fucking movie. That's really it.
It really this is a good midway point for Del Toro month, just because it's like I said, it's a short episode because it's just go watch it. It's good. It's a great movie. We
don't cover a whole lot of art in this show.
Yeah.
This is it. And the last week of Del Toro month is even artsier.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, not to the detriment of the movie.
Well, a little bit to the detriment of that movie. But
that's I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah,
that's it. We're gonna leave it at that.
I know people were not happy with some of the stuff in that movie. I fucking love that movie.
It's super good.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna let it go. Like, let it be a short episode.
Yeah, it's a good one. Go out, watch the movie, because it's, like I said, this is the second time I've watched it. This might be in my top 10 already. I mean, just visually, like Hellboy, visually, like, you just cannot beat this movie.
It's a stunner.
Yeah.
Like, there's just not really a whole lot to gripe about. If you're not into serious, dark fantasy kind of things, like, if you don't give a shit about, like, fawns and fantasy creatures and shit like that, then you're gonna have a bad time. But if you're listening to this show, you're probably down for that shit.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that you're willing to put that buy-in, ante up for that buy-in.
Yeah. If you're watching movies about, like, killer couches and tires and shit, like, you'll be okay watching this.
Yeah. This ain't gonna take you out of your wheelhouse.
No, we watched Frankenhooker, for fuck's sake.
There's no super crack in this movie.
No. Didn't need it. All right, so we're going to get the fuck out of here. Drink a couple more beers. We're going to leave you with our socials. You can find our website, www.bigdumbmonsterspodcast.com.
Or bigdumbmonsters.com.
That's right. If you want to email us, you can do that at bigdumbmonsters@gmail.com. I have a list right here, and I read it.
I want to say this is like week 10 of us still not moving the sign.
No, we'll butcher it until...
so we can see the whole thing.
I think we'll wait until we fix these wires.
Yeah.
Twitter. Hit us up on Twitter, at @dumb_monsters. You can find us on Facebook at Big Dumb Monsters Pod, and you can find us on Slasher. I actually just posted a picture of our beer fridge on Slasher. So if
I have to post that on the other ones as well.
Yeah, you can do that. And we are Big Dumb Monsters Podcast there. What's our Instagram?
We are at big_dumb_monsters on Instagram.
What about that YouTube?
It is the Big Dumb Monsters channel. Come check us out. We have, like, I looked at it the other day for the first time. I always give our video a little inside baseball here. I always give us one view on the
at least one. Yeah.
So there's no zero up there.
Just get the ball rolling.
Yeah. We have a shitload of videos up. Like, we've been doing these videos for a while now. It's surprising how many we've got already.
I think there's like at least 15 up there.
I want to say we've been doing them since like the 20s, maybe like the mid 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a decent numbers. We're in the mid 40s now.
This is 45?
Possibly.
It's 44 or 45.
40, yeah, 44 or 45.
It's 40. But yeah, that's where you can find us. We are on all the podcatchers, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes. If you can listen to a podcast there, we're probably
ones I can't remember.
Yeah.
Castbox,
Podbean.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought we were.
Well, now I got to go sign.
Well, I guess I'm a fucking liar.
Yeah. We will be within days.
Any of those places, if you could, I would appreciate it if you would rate and/or review the show.
Maybe throw a comment at us or something. Yeah,
I mean, like, if you're listening to the show, let us know how we're doing. If we're rambling too much or we're getting too drunk, that's never going to change.
I think this is going to drop the day after Saratoga Comic-Con ends.
I think you're right.
So I will say it was awesome seeing everybody this weekend.
Yes, we handed out so many stickers.
Thank you for coming and talking to us and giving us your suggestions. Probably sharing a drink or two with us as well. If I
you know what? I'm gonna try to remember to leave a notebook on the table for people to write down movie suggestions.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm a thinker.
I want to. I've done this in the past at conventions, and it sounds dumb, but it always works out awesome. I'm gonna get a couple pieces of poster board and just grab some markers. So thank you, everybody, for coming by our table this weekend and contributing to our big group draw project.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it is pretty fun.
Yeah.
That hopefully I remember to put out on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we can hang it in the studio.
Exactly.
Sweet. Come play with us.
Exactly.
That's pretty much it. I'm going to have a speaker playing probably punk rock, and we'll chill.
It is very on brand for us.
We'll chill. We'll have a bowl of candy.
Oh, yeah, I got to buy candy. And I got to buy candy.
Yep. Yep. The liquid candy.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah. We'll have all kinds of stuff. Don't worry about it. Come hang out with us. Rate and review our show, please. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
We're going to leave you guys with that. Go watch Pan's Labyrinth, and don't let ghoulies eat your ass.
And 2 more weeks of Del Toro month. We got awesome movies.
Oh, they're so good.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye.